Okay, back for more doll dressing. The child is quieter tonight. There's no guarantee that he won't suddenly start shrieking with his friends. But both the cats are in here, so I might have to get up and let them out. Because you know how they are. Although Chip is laying very happily on a pile of clothes that I want to alter. Yes, Chip. Alright, dolls. Okay, so I'm just gonna start taking the dolls out of this box. And we'll see how many I get through in an hour today. Alright, so first is this doll. This is a sort of generic 1970s, 80s, was a crafted doll head that John sent. I painted over the eyes so she'd be side glance instead of a kind of vaguely blank forward stare. And she's on a body that's from the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. There's Floof going toward the door. Hold on, Floof. Yes. Mm-hmm. You too, Chip? Not yet, he says. So, bodies from the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger dolls. And it's kind of like... Floof, are you scratching on the door to get back in? Yes, Floof? You're gonna try inside now, okay? Foo-foos. Here, you can play with this. Play with that, Foof. Are you going back to the door already? Yeah, that's gonna reduce the number of dolls I can take care of or have to keep tending to Floof. So anyway, this body, has a lot of very early Takararika type elements to it. And don't attack Chip, Floof. Don't attack him in that box, Floof. So it's a very Rika type body. I once on the internet stumbled onto the actual body this is. I don't think it's a Matchbox doll, but it's one of those obscure 70s smaller scale fashion dolls. But the reason that this body is so great for this particular head is because it has a spherical neck knob, and since this is the Hong Kong clone style head, and it is a clone of a Durham doll. Queen of Squids found a sort of skipper-sized doll by Durham. Durham's more better known for the fashion doll Charlie, and this is like the skipper to Charlie. And I'm pretty sure this head is a knockoff of that. Company's not around anymore. Nothing involved is around anymore. Anyway, so I'm going to try on her this dress that I made out of, again, scraps. Cloth that I had just a little bit of left, and lace that I had just a little bit of left. This is more of a Blythe-sized dress, so it might actually seem a little loose on this doll. So she needs shoes. I mean, it's not, it's a kind of a shapeless dress, but we're gonna go with it. Shoes. She was wearing Teen Skipper shoes. Let me go ahead and put the sunglasses back. There. I'm gonna go ahead and put the purse back since I'm kind of getting the hang of what goes where. And the shoes I will just happen to put back as I'm digging for new shoes for her. Though she might be able to wear Stacy's shoes from the 90s, in which case I have the great pair that's sort of translucent blue. Can she? They're a little big, but they're probably going to be my best option as far as color coordinating goes. What are you doing, Floof? So that's where we are now. Let me see if I have anything else jumping out at me. Because she has odd, wide little feet with a very slight heel to them. I don't know if those are really going to fit in there. Actually, I don't think these are Teen Skipper. These are similar to Teen Skipper, but yeah, not exactly Teen Skipper. I know the Rosie O'Donnell doll used these slightly smaller modified Teen Skipper shoes, so I don't know who those originally belonged to. Okay. Try Liv shoe. That's a lot bigger, but I kind of like how casual it is. I have any other blue shoes that are flat enough. Yeah, I'm going to go with these Liv shoes. I might dig out a pair of socks from the next box down. But first, let me put the Stacy shoes away before I accidentally knock them on the floor and never see one of them again. The Agatita doll, I think, was wearing these. I'm not even going to try them on before I put the box away. I'm just going to go ahead and go with these light blue socks. Floof, stop threatening Chip. Yes, you can't threaten him. Well, yes, I mean, yes, you can, but you shouldn't. Doo-foo-foos. Putting socks on gummy feet's always fun, because these are bendy legs. These are socks I made random. I don't know if I made them randomly, if I made them intentionally. I have no idea who I would have made them for. So, I don't know if I should find a hat or glasses or something for her. Eventually I'll probably reroute her, because this is not the highest quality hair, and of course it's rooted like a clone doll, but it's passable. Boofies? Are you threatening Chip again? Are you? Eh. Foo-foos? I think that's a Liv hat, so of course it encompasses most of her head. I think we'll leave her hatless, but she might get some sunglasses. Maybe. Maybe not. Those just kind of emphasize what a big forehead she has. Not a great look either. Floof? Are you going to remain calm, Floof? You know, nothing is jumping out as seeming like it really should be on her face right now, so I think I'm going to leave her like this. Relatively simple. So there's one in 10 minutes. Yeah. Hey, don't slash at me, Floof. Okay. And another smaller doll is this. There's the name Howleen, Monster High, that doll junk repainted. Let's see, I had been sticking various bouquets into this little spot in this case here. I don't know if there's enough room for this one. I might have to come up with a special place for flowers. You might have figured out I'm a big advocate for making things fit the space I have instead of buying more storage. Okay, so this is something Lowen Maid sent. What she's actually wearing is a dress that Lowen Maid made years ago. And it is a fantastic dress. Back to the door, Floof. Ah, there's a firework. I am recording this on July 4th. Okay, the smaller doll dresses bag. And shirts and pants. Actually, this goes, I guess I put it in the Monster High size. It was originally made for an Obitsu smaller body for a custom that Julieta made. What you doing, Floof? Tempted to cross this kimono right over left, since the Monster Highs are ghouls, or, you know, they're monsters, and white is somewhat a color of death in Japan, so it would be crossing the kimono, or yukata, it's more of a yukata, as if it was worn by someone who was no longer living, but I will do it the right way for now. Of course, I might have to pad her waist because yeah, this is way too big for Monster High. I mean, traditionally to wear a kimono properly, not so much a yukata, but to wear a kimono properly, the waist is padded anyway, so you get a nice smooth column without variations in shape. So there would be padding under the obi so it sits right. I just need to find something quick and do that. I probably have scarves I can do that with. You hear them blowing stuff up outside, Floof? So there's another layer. enough to bulk her up. And as usual, I'm not paying attention to the view screen on the camera, so I'm probably doing all this stuff way out of view. See if that's bulky enough. Good enough. All right. Her fingers are picking up threads. Oh, that green guy that John painted, whose arm fell off in the video I posted before the last video I posted. I did get that arm put back on, not terribly securely, but there was actually a screw involved in the actual construction, so I just replaced it with a slightly longer screw. But the hoof sheath that the screw went through to actually give some friction for the arm and hold it in place, that's what cracked, that's what fell apart. So there's not a lot of ability for that doll to hold his arm up anymore, but at least it's not on the floor. Okay, look at this. And she is wearing shoes that were made for Kirby Barbie from that pack that I think we all bought. And I just cut the straps off the higher part. I think it had like a thing that laced up the ankle and made these wedges that more or less fit the Monster High little sister foot. Like I said, I really prefer younger dolls not have heels, but most of them have heels, so I'm just going to be grumbly, but can't be too picky. Alright, I should trim that instead of keeping pulling on it. Again, this is an abbreviated yukata, not quite kimono. It should be folded under the waist and doing things that is just not long enough to do on this body. But the top fits pretty well. So I guess I'll have her out observing Tanabata soon, because that's in a few days. Alright, next doll in the pile is this When I Read I Dream Joe from, no, Fern from Charlotte's Web. Head on a modern Harry Potter Hermione body. And I'm pretty sure she'll be able to wear Blythe-size stuff. Go ahead and take her hands off so they don't get caught in the sweater. And see, she has one of those stickers on for a pin. I just take those off and stick them back on the backer sheet and reuse them. Like I said, when they get too much fuzz in the back, I start getting some double-sided tape. It's probably not the best thing for the clothes I'm sticking them to, but you know. So where did she come from? I'm not sure, I'll just stick it on her. Alright, I will take off her goggles too, since I don't think she's going to be flying on any brooms. Dress I made a while ago. See, I think I'm going to leave this bow in her hair because she's going to maybe wearing something dark. And I might leave these striped tights on her too, because striped tights. And I'm definitely leaving these shoes on her because I don't think I have a lot that fit these feet. And this is a dress that Motivate's in, with actual snaps that I'm usually too lazy to sew on, so that's another way you know I didn't make it. I gotta stop talking like that, right? I'm trying to be, I guess, cozy and confidential, but I don't know if the camera can even pick that up or if, again, I'm just mumbling. So yes, this body wears Blythe stuff very well. And let's see if I showed you before that I wanted to put that big heavy leather or vinyl jacket on with that little delicate dress. Let's see, her hands are going to get lost in here. But you know, she's kind of a rough and tumble gal because she has one of Cosmo's bandages on her cheek. Just fairly close to her skin tone, so it's not quite so obvious. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the broom back, but not the goggles. And the broom I am attaching with clear elastic, just wrapping it around her hand, arm, wrist. Splody things. If you don't know, I'm in Tennessee and everything is legal as long as you're not in Nashville to blow up in your own home. A week before and a week after July 4th and New Year's Eve. So even though we don't do it ourselves, we still experience it quite a bit. All right. Ready for more witchery. Alright, next doll on the pile is going the other direction as far as odd sizes into this 14-inch tan line crystal, who I thrifted a few years ago. And I did paint over her original eyes and lips because the eyes were originally kind of vacant and staring, and the lips had faded out to a little peachy tone. So I wanted something a little bolder. I probably gave her blush too. And I also put just a metallic tone over her. Actually, her eyeshadow was the same color as her lips. So I gave her a little more variety. And as you can see, I like her in blues and greens, so I'm going to try this dress that Patty sent. That's an odd size. It might not have any hope of fitting onto this doll body, but I really want to find out. And, I mean, everything she's wearing pretty much is stuff made for actual Barbie and Ken size. The cardigan is something I got off Etsy, knitted by Anger on Graffiti for Barbie size. This is a Ken shirt. I did make this skirt, but I can't remember if I made it specifically for her, or if I made it for Barbie size and said, hey, let's try it on her. The shoes are old Hujo shoes that you used to be able to get from Mimi Woo, which I kind of wish I'd ordered more of those because they fit a lot of my odd shoe size dolls pretty well. And these bracelets are, so when my old bras wear out, I always strip all their hardware out, all the buckles and rings and stuff. And then I'll take wire cutters and very carefully cut one snip so I can make bracelets for dolls. Alright, we'll leave those boots on. And then see. Notice I'm putting some clothes here. Just have to grab clothes to put back on her. Although again, I think I mentioned when I unboxed these snaps in the back on this, one of them is way over there. So I might be able to re-sew a snap if that's all it needs to fit on this doll. And yes, you can see if I re-sew that snap, it will overlap perfectly back there. So that is cool. I'm so glad that fits this doll because she looks fabulous in blues and greens. Alright, I mean these shoes aren't ideal for this dress, but they're better than nothing. The other color of shoes, I bought these with like extra tall rhinestones, and I bought a pair that's all black, so I don't really have a lot of variety in the tan line, in the shoes that fit tan line crystal here. So, put those in the pile and see, is there any jewelry or, definitely not this white scarf in her hair. Yeah, I don't think I have any. She needs something more glamorous than this scarf to go with this one. Of course, being me, I could also like just put the cardigan back on her and make the whole thing very casual. Because, I mean, to finish the thought, I know I leave thoughts half completed. You know I like to mix and match things. I wonder if this is big enough for her face. Oh, so close. So close to fitting. Floof, do you want out? What do you think, Chip? You glad she's gone? She can stop threatening you. Chip says, whatever, I just want to sleep. I think those are the same size. Chip says, no, actually, I want out too. Hold on, Chip. Go on, go on, go on. There you go. I think Floof was still out there, so that's why when I opened the door, Chip was like, wait a minute, this isn't exactly what I wanted. I could give her these flowers. Anyway, I kind of like those glasses on her. But they're not quite wide enough. They do contrast nicely with the dress. But I won't. Okay. Nope, I didn't make that big enough to go under her head. I figured that would go into a Barbie size head. Let's see. I almost wonder if I should make her a necklace specifically to wear. think I have anything that's what I'm quite envisioning for her. This is a vintage, one of those Tatsi, I think, vintage Tatsi, I think, doll necklace. I think that was a V. I think it's a V and Va headband. Yes, it's fairly subtle. I know I don't usually do subtle. Okay, I don't know. Alright, I think I'll stop with her here for now because I have to reposition that snap, and I want to make a necklace for her. I don't think I have any other shoes that will fit, and a suit. So, sorry, my curiosity is driving me to look into this box. I don't think those fit her. I'll have to take those up completely to see. Okay, we're gonna stick with the old Joe. Maybe other shoes. So here she is for now. And again, I will have to move that snap, but it should fit her perfectly once it is moved. And then find a necklace. Find or make a necklace for her. I'm so happy this dress fits her. Okay, let's see, who's next in the box? We'll get this DC Superhero Girls Frost, who I have not changed her clothes. Like when I got her, I changed her in this immediately, and this is what she's been wearing for a year. I thought I had already memorized what bag's what. Right. Putting these things away right away. I'm still making a big pile of clothes, but I'm trying to keep on top of the accessories because, like I said, I know me and I am very likely to drop one and never see it again. Again, her shoes could be a problem. This is a pair of the wrestling doll shoes. I don't know if they're even called the WWE Divas by the time they're made into dolls, but you know the ones I mean. They also have big feet like the superhero girls. Okay, so I'm going to try this vintage Barbie sold separately pack dress on her. And I'm not sure how well it will fit her, probably not well at all, but I'm going to put a cardigan sweater over the top, so it shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, there's a lot of room in the top that this doll doesn't fill out. Might be able to get that bow up high enough that it's visible under the cardigan. Again, the cardigan and the dress are both things that Weller Maid sent. And also this is dressing for the weather I want, not the weather I have. I'm determined to make this work. I don't know if the bow tie is going to stay out at the top like that, or if I really better off. I think I would be better off hiding it. So it essentially turns the dress into a skirt. Give her her hands back. I had made her hair intentionally tousled looking the way she was before. Alright, I guess that collar wants to stand up. Okay, I don't think I have a variety of shoes for her. I know I put a bunch of DC superhero girl and wrestling gal shoes into this bag, and this bag, and that bag. So these are her original boots, which if worse came to worse could work. Do they have right? No, they do have right left. Maybe. Eh. Let's see, I did cut down a pair of Poison Ivy shoes, so they're not quite as dramatic. That could work since they're just shoes. Sort through. These bumblebee shoes could work, but not quite full enough. What if I went with gray boots? I think I'm going to go with the Poison Ivy shoes. The only other option are these smaller shoes that just aren't quite refined. Unless I happen to have something else. Hey, those would probably fall apart if I try to put them on her. Her old vinyl lace-up shoes. I don't know how the shoesies fit this body. Oh, they fit it very well. Alright, not even gonna look at anything else and go into this pair of shoesies. Yes, they are like 20 years out of date, but I don't know if I ever tried shoesies on the DC superhero girl body before I got the Poison Ivy shoes because they fit. that is cool. That's a new discovery. Like I said, if I have ever tried shoesies on that body before, it wasn't that pair. Not all. Since shoesies were made to go on your fingers, they don't all fit the same feet, since they were never intended for doll feet. Shoesies were when tech decks were really popular, late 90s, early 2000s. I think Hasbro said, how can we sell the tech deck idea to girls? Instead of just saying, hey, let's make tech decks that look like girly things, they said, let's make shoes for your fingers. So those were shoesies, which failed as a product, but a lot of us doll and action figure people snapped them up on clearance because they did fit a lot of odd-sized feet. Alright, does she need a purse? She might need a purse and or a hat. I think that's going to be too bright. Hat. I need to remember to talk and don't think. I could give her that hat that I showed you in the last video. That has to be pinned on. It might be a little too bright. See this Flavor's hat. I know it's supposed to be worn that way. It's a little too small for her head. Let's see, I know I rejected this in the last video for being so poorly made, but maybe it'll sit differently on her larger head. I don't know, can you see that? I might go with that. Or I'm tempted by that. Also, this is technically a wig that Safi made. It I think looks like the Ushanka? Is that what you call the Russian fur hats? But it's for a smaller head. I kind of like that. Completely ridiculous. Alright, we're going with the faux Ushanka. Wait, oh, there's that blue hat I was looking for yesterday. It was not being worn. Alright, do I want to put any pins on her cardigan? I think I do because Tan Line Crystal was wearing this that has one of my bent post earrings on as a pin. I could do that on her Ushanka too, but I'm going to put it on her cardigan. This is one of the few bent post earrings I use as pins I actually have a back for. Usually I just put them on and hope they stay in place. So, completely ridiculous, ready for winter I am doll with shoesies. Cool. Haha. Okay, how long has it been? 44 minutes. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I have at least one more. So this one's going to take a little more searching through my stuff because all I have picked out for her is this jacket that Patty sent. This jacket was in rough shape. I have repaired some of it, but it does have picks and pulls on it, but still, it's cute. And I'm doing the Space Pop, Madame Alexander Space Pop doll that I have edited her makeup. I have removed some and added more and enhanced things. And so, anyway. Take off her bracelet, drop it in there. Take off her cardigan, drop it over there. Take off a scarf. In the scarf bag. Again, that scarf I just took off was just a piece of knit cloth. See, these are shoes that somebody gave me. I have no idea where they're from, but they fit this dotty No idea what they're from, but they fit this body perfectly. Although, I mean, maybe I was just going to put it on over what she's already wearing. Yeah, she needs more attention than that. That's totally unfair to just put it on over what she already had, because I don't think I've paid much attention to this doll the time I've had her. Which I think I got her last year. Oh yeah, I did edit the hips too. Because I believe she also splayed when she sat, and I had to take out a lot of the pelvis and even some on the inside of the upper legs, but she can sit now. It's not that dolls can't splay, it's just their splaying needs to be optional. Okay, so she's the smaller size. Do I want her in a dress under that, or do I want her in just a skirt with it? Actually, I don't know if these Blythe-sized dresses will fit her. What she was wearing was one of the things I called a Winx dress, which part of the thing about that dress when I made it is it was fairly... I know that hand comes out, it doesn't want to. Alright, I'm not going to take that hand out, and I guess I'm going to put this one back in. Yeah. Madame Alexander's not exactly known for its fashion dolls. I was rambling something that I did sometime. I don't know. Oh, the Winx dress. We're fairly roomy, so I don't know if this is a Blythe-sized torso or if it's just the dress is roomy, but I think that, yes, this dress made for Blythe, this Blythe-sized dress, is fitting her pretty well. So we have that as the underlayer. And then this vintage handmade, has seen better days, but still cute jacket that Patty sent. Try to do this where you can see it. She'll need to be posed to work with the to hide some of the picks on the sleeves. Alright, so she needs, I probably would go with these shoes because I know they fit. I don't remember what her original shoes look like. Oh yeah, they were blue sort of Mary Jane-y things, and I have them on a different body now. Like she needs tights too. I know I just took the leggings off of her, and since I'm going for the legging box, I will drop these back in. Or the hosiery box. Leggings, socks, tights, whatever. Let's see, I think that's way too big for her. I know I have some smaller pairs in the right colors. I think I have smaller in the right color. Of course, really worried about staining this body since it's almost white. So maybe I won't put black tights on her. Oh, how about another print texture pattern? Comes right to her knees. It's close to being not quite tall enough, but well, it might make it work, it might not. It depends. Alright, so let's see if she ends up with the same shoes And yes, my hosiery box is overflowing, but it used to be even worse because that's also where I had the belts before I moved those belts to the bag that I forgot about that I rediscovered in the last video. You know, you can just about always get these gymnast Barbie high tops onto an odd-sized foot body, but the angle's never right. Oh, there's the Disney Descendants shoes. Might work. Maybe. Given that her dress is not actually black, it's charcoal. It's a little jarring. I don't think Monster High shoes work at all for this body. Yeah, definitely not with the tights on, at least not those caddy shoes, which are very close fitting. Okay, well maybe Monster High shoes do work with this body. But those don't really go. If I were willing to completely strip them off, they might. I don't think there's anything closed-toed in there. And now there's that pair of Bratzilla's shoes. Which again, I don't think will really go. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if Monster High shoes would fit on this body without the socks, but I'm not curious enough to take her socks back off. Well, then why didn't these fit? Is the socks completely keeping these from fitting? Am I mumbling again? I'm sorry, I think I'm mumbling again. Oh, those are Barbie with the Disney Witch shoes. These tend to fit on a lot of bodies too, with a slight heel, slightly larger foot. Nope, wrong angle. Oh yeah, it's been almost an hour, so I guess I'm only gonna get 6 dolls done today. Because the shoes, after this, we start into the Barbie and Lives pretty consistently. So shoes won't be as much of a freak out challenge as they are here, I guess. I hope. Of course, I can always take the tights off and do these curvy shoes. Which I don't know if I ever tried curvy shoes on this body. We can go with the boots, hiking boots. See, another problem is a lot of these might fit, but they absolutely would not go with what she's wearing. See, these are falling apart, but they're just so great. And I know I should put a little roll of something in the bottom. to fill out the heels, put in the shoes she was wearing in that box. Don't think these fit her. They kinda do. They're so big. Well, I do still have the pink pair though. The correct foot. Alright, so do I want her the fairly refined heels or the big stumpy? I think I'll do the big stumpies, even though the big stumpies, like I said, the vinyl is deteriorating badly. Because I've had them for a while. Oh! There we go. It's a pair of 2/2 of a cut up earplug, specifically to put inside shoes to fill in under the high heel. It's a tip I got from an action figure person who also really liked Dynamite Girls and fashion royalties. So he would, I don't know if that got shoved into the toe. I think it got shoved in the toe. So he would put halves of earplugs under the doll's heels and then put them in, you know, military boots. So I tend not to have earplugs. Usually I just use a wad of cloth. But I actually did find some earplugs when I was cleaning out. I found the earplugs when I was cleaning out the car because my dad used to work for the railroad and he brought home these railroad emergency safety kit things for all of us to put in the car. Only they're like meant for people working on the railroad who need emergency stuff, so there was, among other things, ear protection in there because trains can be loud. Speaking of loud, another firework. Alright, 1 foot, 1 earplug. I'm using my bodkin sewing thing to try to keep the earplug in place while I maneuver the foot in. I have also used this bodkin as a shoehorn to literally shoehorn doll feet into shoes. Oh, the eyelets are all coming out of their spots. It'll look fine in photos, don't worry. It'll look fine. It'll be fine. And yes, I double knot doll shoes because these little weird cords they use don't like to stay knotted. Alright, does she need a hat? Or a purse? It's Bradzilla's purse. It's a nice purse. Well, maybe a little bit too pink for the outfit, but it's not too pink for her. I think I will go with that. So let me get an elastic to attach it to her hand. I'm going to use a big elastic just because I have a lot. Although since I transferred my elastics to this tin recently, all the old worn out elastics are on top. And if you saw that, I just accidentally flipped that elastic, but luckily it landed on her hair instead of going off to who knows where the cats would eat it. Alright, just going to do this the lazy way. Yeah, that's why half the time when I go to take the elastics off the doll's hand, I can't figure out what I've done because what I'm doing when I do it doesn't make any sense. All right, hat or no? And I see we've just rolled over a minute, so I better figure this out fast. You know what? Gonna go with the Bratzilla's thing. Maybe. Maybe. No, it's not going on. I would have to take her hair down. I really don't want to do that. Don't think I have. I want to do Richie. I think I will do that. I see that I've just rolled over an hour. I don't know if I mentioned that when I saw it. I saw it and panicked. So. So, that's what we're going with. So we have Madame Alexander's Space Pop, Mattel DC Superhero Girls Frost, and I did edit her eye paint just a little bit. I filled in the inner corner of her eyes with heavier eyeliner, and I think it makes her look a lot more focused. Tan Line Crystal, although she still needs a little bit done. And like I said, thrilled that this dress fits her so well. When I Read a Dream, Fern from Charlotte's Web, head on Harry Potter Hermione body. This Cosmo gave me the body and Emmy Moon gave me the head, so thank you. John, Doll Junk painted Howleen. Ready for Tanabata. And the Weird Craft clone baby doll head. Clone of Durham. I forget the Durham little girl head. Again, John also sent on Power Ranger body. Alright! I was hoping I would be able to get these so the videos are less than an hour, but this one's gotten a little long. We'll blame Floof, and I still have a bin of dolls. So, we're going to do another one of these, maybe tomorrow. Thanks for watching.